Hiya, I've got some new paints. The Winsor and Newton and what's called their Revival collection. It's a set of paints which we used back by the masters and things in the past. And what they've done is they've recreated them, but made them more light fast and improved them. And I'm going to try them out and see what they like. I bought they only $39.95 for 8 colours. I think there's 8. Yes, there's 8 colours for $39.95, so £5 each. But you get a tin with them as well. So what I'm going to do is try them out, see what you think. I've never touched them before. I've just opened them. So I'm going to turn top camera down and let you see. So this is the box. This is what they came in, like that. I mean, it's a nice, really Japan type watercolour box, Winsor and Newton. So the box itself alone, if you were to buy this box, would probably cost you 20 odd quid. So it's come with the 8 colours, and I've got them. I've took the paper off just so to save messing around, and I've wrote them down here. So you've got Orland, like a very nice yellow, Fields orange, Viridian hue, Cinnabar green, Tyrian purple, ultramarine ash, mineral grey, and Oswald grey. And I'm going to put a bit on each of these, and then I'm going to use a bit of watercolour paper and just try them out. Now, for those of you who are in the art classes will notice how clean I always keep my equipment. So, you know, beautiful clean pads. The way I like to keep it, it's just part of the guy I am, really. So I'm going to wet them, put a splash of the colour onto here, into this pad that they gave you, so that I remember which one's which. And then I'm going to try mixing a few up there. So I'll just move this out the tin. I want to keep the tin as clean as possible for at least 10 minutes. So I'll just put it up there, and I'm just going to wet in and just sort of create a little bit of the colour. So we've got this Oral in yellow, and I've had this before, different company, different yellow, and it's quite a nice yellow. It's a sort of like lemony type colour. I'll zoom in a little bit for you, just a little bit closer. Right, so I'll put that onto there, and I'll put it on strong just there like that. It's got a sort of a green tint to it, and then I'll just put a stronger bit on that bit there, like that, and then I'll just wet it just to see what it wets out like. It's quite a nice colour, that, like that. And next, the Fields orange. I'll have to make that spring a bit tighter so it doesn't move around like that. So this is called Fields orange. I don't normally use much in the way of like direct orange paint, but we'll see what this does. So it's very strong. Very strong. And what I'll do now is just put, like I said, there a bit, and then just wet it out. And so it goes a bit pinky onto that side there, but that's quite a nice colour. And remember, folks, keep your palettes clean. This is the cleanest you're ever going to see this, ever. And this. Whether it survives is another matter. Right, Viridian hue. That's this one, Viridian hue. I could never get away with a Viridian green before, so I'll just give it a go. It's not, I normally mix my own greens with yellows and blacks, etc. So this is a Viridian green, and that's going on there like that. Again, it's quite strong. I'll do the same, just put a little patch at the top and then wet it out. Various colours, so that's all right. I don't know. I mean, this said that they light fast permanent colours, so we shall see. I'll just move that paper out the wood. So right, next is Cinnabar green, which is that one. Cinnabar. I've never heard of Cinnabar green. but we'll give it a go. It's called Cinnabar Green. That's the strangest looking green I've ever seen. I'm just getting the box to see what it says. Actually, it's not. For some reason, I've missed a green out. I missed a green out. That is Tyrian purple. Tyrian purple. Sorry, I missed a green out. Got so excited. Right, so I'll put the purple down into here. Tyrian purple. I was going to say that. I know I'm red and green colourblind, but that's ridiculous. Right, in there, that's really strong. A little bit into there. And again, a splash of water and just wet it out. That looks quite nice. What we'll do is we'll put some watercolour paper, proper Arches watercolour paper in a minute, and then we'll do some blending with them to see what they like. So the Cinnabar Green is this one. It's more like a sort of a sap green from the look of it. Like I say, I don't normally buy greens, I normally just mix them. So Cinnabar Green, like that, quite strong. Try it out, just wet it out. It is like a summery green, really. A nice summery green. And next we've got Ultramarine Ash. Ultramarine Ash. Try this one. That seems to, some of these pans sometimes are harder to get the colour off the pan itself, but it doesn't seem to want to do much. It's not a strong colour. I'll just get a bit more water and just soften it a bit more. It feels soft enough, but it's not a strong colour. Into there. And I think this one, according to the blurb, is more a Turner type colour, Turner watercolour. Ultramarine Ash, Mineral Grey, and then Ostwald Grey. So Mineral Grey is this one up here. Put that in there. Very similar in sort of feel. Don't know what it's going to be like when I put it on the paper, but painting into it and trying to pick paint up is just sort of this. It's whereas you picked up strong bits of colour off them, these two seem to be reluctant to actually work on anything. So it's stronger than that, and obviously more on the grey side. Try it like that. Wet it out a little bit. And see the potential for some. I mean, the bonny colours, especially that is really strong. That purple. Right, and last, Ostwald, not Oswald, Ostwald Grey. And what I'm going to do is mix some of these together. I mean, you'll probably end up mixing some of these with other colours eventually. I just want to see what these look like mixed together. This one's strong. I can feel it's stronger when it's going into palette, whereas they feel quite pale. So Ostwald Grey, yeah, really strong. It has a chalky, sooty type feel, like lamp black, a little bit more sooty. So I'll put strong there, and then I'll wet it out, and wet it out again. So it's not bad. What I'll do is I'll keep this with the tin so that I know where the colours are. And like I say, eventually it'll probably get incorporated into others. But right now, what I'll do is get some proper Arches watercolour paper. Move that up there a bit. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to move the palette. You know what, I'm going to move it to one side because it's in the road. So I'll move it to one side, put the palette in, and we've got the paper in, and we'll just see what we get. So what I'm going to put the colours on, and I'm going to try blending them. So I'm going to go with the yellow first. I'm going with the Aurelin Yellow, if that's how you pronounce it. right? So into there like that. And what I'm going to do is just wet it out at some places there, so it just wets out bigger, so it's paler. And I'm going to drag in some of the orange, the Fields orange, in from the side. Let them blend together, and then wet that out again. And just wet them. Oh, I could get a nice sort of mixture there. I like the mixing of it just there. Actually, that could be nice, quite skin tones, like the on people's faces. Just that little bit of orangey pink. It sort of goes pinkish when you wet into it, and it blends nice with that yellow. So that blends in quite nice. I quite like that. It'd be nice on like sunsets, probably, if you wanted to paint a real sunset. I'll mix it with the same with the yellow. I'll mix it with a little bit of the grey. So I'm going to get the yellow again. Get the yellow again, and I'm going to mix it with the grey, the dark grey, which is Otswald grey. So there's the yellow going in, because I tend to mix yellows and greys to get some nice greens. Just wet it a little bit, wet it out. And now I'll get the darker grey, the Otswald one. Put that in there, fetch it together, wet it out, and let it blend into the yellow. And get some nice green. Can you see the green in there? I like that. I like the green, actually. That's just pale. That's a nice sort of colouring into there, like that, with that yellow. I like that. And I'll mix it again with just a little bit of the purple, just to see what it's like with the purple, just to get an effect. So in with the yellow. This is the Orlin yellow. I'll wet it out a bit, and I'll mix some of the purple in. And I'll wet into the purple and blend it into the yellow. That's a nice effect as well. It's granulating quite nice there. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's granulating quite nice. The wet, where I put it back in, is really working nice into the stronger, darker purple. But you can get some nice tints just there. So I do think that's a nice sort of colouring. Now greens, I don't really know what to do with greens, because I generally mix them, but I'm going to mix some of this with the sort of the other green, which is called cinnabar green, and just see what that does. So just get a little bit of that yellow, get some of the cinnabar green, and wet them together. And it is like a really summery type green. Just drop a bit more yellow into there. That's quite a nice foliage type colour, light colour like that. That's all right. No, they're actually not bad colourings. They're quite nice. So if you wanted something on the darker side, you could mix the purple, not the greys, but you could mix the purple, this purple, with the orange and see what that gets, because that can get you some rich sort of shadows in there. So I'll get the orange, the Fields orange, put that in quite strong, and then I'll get some of the purple. Where's it gone? There it is. Get some of the purple and mix that straight on top of that orange. So I'm just not letting it blend together, I'm mixing it straight on top. And that's quite a nice colour. So that's the purple. And I'm going to just drop some orange to the edge. I'm going to drop some purple to the edge. And then I'm just going to pull them together. Actually, nice. There's a nice bloom. Can you see the bloom to it? Dropping the two colours in is quite nice. So you get some rich browny reds into there, quite strong. It's the greys that I'm not too sure on the greys. I know the dark grey, and that was the dark grey. That was the Otswold grey mixed with the yellow, and that gives a nice sort of green. So ultramarine, the ultramarine ash. I'll just get some of that, and that is, I've got to figure out where I put them. Ultramarine ash. Here, there, sorry, I've just lost where I put them. Ultramarine ash. So I'm going to put that down. I'm going to run other colours in just to see what they do. And the ultramarine ash and the mineral grey seem to be hard to get a paint off the edge. They're not very, they're soft and subtle. It's quite nice actually. That's the ultramarine ash. It is quite a nice grey. I'm just going to mix it in with a little bit of the lemony yellow just to see what that does. Very light. I like it actually. I actually like it. It's a very pale colour. It would be nice for a distant colour of trees, etc., foliage or something like that. But that's all right. But it's not a heavy, strong colour. I'm just picking it up dry, straight from the palette, straight from the pan, and putting that back in. So it is just a very soft grey, but you get a nice light into there like that. I'm going to mix some of that with a little, that same grey. I'm just going to try mixing it. That's the grey, that's the ultramarine ash, sorry. I'm just going to try mixing that with a little bit of the purple, just a touch of the purple. Just experimenting just to see what colour's in. So that's the purple. Just let them run in and see what they do. The best way really is to put them together and then just wet into them and let them sort of just blend. So again, very nice shading. I don't mind the shading on them. Definitely okay. The Viridian hue we've done. Yeah, we've done that one. Got that one. Have we done? We haven't done anything with it, right? Viridian hue. It's a colour I don't use normally, but I'll get that one and we'll just try that one. So the Viridian hue. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll tell you, my brain's. Oh, there it is. Viridian hue. It's not a colour that I've used. I've got Viridian 40 odd years ago when I first started watercolour painting, and people said Viridian hue. It was a green that when I painted trees, my wife said, I know you're red and green colourblind because your trees look awful. And I never used it again. That's it. That's Viridian hue. And I'm just going to run a little bit of the aureole yellow into it. And they do blend together quite nice. All of the colours, they do blend together quite nice. So that's sort of a yellowy green there. I'll write these mixtures down and keep them in a separate thing for about an hour before I lose them. Right, so we've got mineral grey. We've got mineral grey. Where's mineral grey? There it is. Over there. So mineral grey. I like actually that's the ultramarine ash mixed in with a bit of yellow. Some really nice. I think that could even go nicely into skies. That. Right, so we're starting with this mineral grey colour. It's all right as a grey, but I think it needs to be mixed with something else to use it on something else. I'm going to mix that. I would normally probably mix with a little bit of burnt sienna, but I'm just using these colours. I'm going to mix that with a little bit of the orange, the Fields orange, just to see what the effect that has. This Fields orange does go pinky when it gets wet. And again, I do think that it mixes nicely when wet and gives you some softer grey. So if you wanted to tone down some of your stronger colours, that mineral grey in there just still leaves that little hint of pinky red. and trust me on this, it's pinky red as far as I'm concerned, but it could be bright orange as far as you're concerned. I'm red and green colourblind. Right, what else have we got? The grey by itself. So I'm going to mix the grey. This is the Otswald grey. I'm going to put that into there quite strong. And it is like smoky, chalky, like you would think of a charcoal type feel. And I'm going to just drop various colours into that to see what they blend like. So I'll tell you what, I'll get the grey. I'll put a 2 or 3 down. So I'll put a grey there, and a grey there. And I'll mix 3 of the other colours in with it. So into that grey, well, I've run it into there. That's the grey running with the yellow. You see how it's knocked it down. I'm going to run some orange in. So I'm going to run some Fields orange into that. I like it. It's like dusky smoke. Imagine that as like an evening with chimneys in the background smoking away and stuff like that. I do like that. I definitely think that works all right. So here's the grey again, and I'm going to mix one of the greens in. So I'm going to mix the cinnabar green in with that. I'll probably let it dry a little bit. I'll sort of loosen it to blend it out. That's it. And it's sort of a duskier. I'll just drop a little bit more black back into there and let them blend. Yeah, it's fine. And then this one, I'm just going to wet it again because it's drying out on me. I should have done it straight away. So I'll just wet into that grey again. And I'll mix some of the purple with it. I wouldn't normally mix the purples in with these. It's just I'm mixing these colours rather than adding other colours in. But I think all of them do have a nice subtlety to them. When you wet them, they do get that bit paler, and they are very nice. That I really do like, and I didn't like the colour at first. That's ultramarine ash, and I think that mixed with the yellow is really, that's Turner-esque skies. That definitely, no doubt about it. It definitely is. And then that's the purple mixed with the the ultramarine ash as well. So we've got the various colours mixed together, but what I'll do afterwards is mix them with the colours that I use, because I use like burnt sienna a lot, French ultramarine, but for a different type of painting. So what I might do is sort out a watercolour, maybe a Turner type one. I might sort out a watercolour for to do in the art class and try, especially that colour, try these colours out. Just a small suggestion of a Turner painting and see what we get. So that's the colours. That's clean. It will never get as clean, never get clean again. I've managed, I think, I've got a little spot of paint in there, but I've managed to keep it quite clean, which I'm proud of. So I'll just lift that spot of paint. I mean, I haven't put it away yet. I could mess it up by now. So I think I'll sort out a watercolour and we'll do a nice Turner type watercolour with these softer transitions of colour and see what they do. So that's the paints. If you want to try them, they're not a bad price. They're recommended 55 and they're on offer at the moment for 39.95. Mind you, it costs you £4 to get them sent. And I got these from the London Graphics Centre online. And it's called the Revival Collection. So I'm quite pleased with them and I'll try them out. I mean, I'm not suggesting you go out and buy them. I'm just saying I'll do a painting with them and see what you think. So we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. That's sort of the colour palette type feel. And I do love the one in the middle with the sort of grey and the yellow just sort of subtly running together. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll sort out a Turner. We'll do a Turner painting. We'll pretend Turner's kicking around still, and we'll do a watercolour in the art class and see how that works out. So, okie dokie, I'll sort that out and I'll talk to you later. Right, Okay, see you later. I'm signing off. Bye.